Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Slumber, a Liminal horror 8-episode miniseries. We're on episode 4 now. Meet us after the break for some Bad House announcements. Now, our usual content warnings for the show can be found by the Twitch command, !SCW, cast command is !Slumbercast, and a little summary of the show can be found at !Slumber. I almost said a little slumbery. As a reminder, you can help our dreamers by spending 3,000 channel points for a -1 on their rolls that will unfortunately disappear after every episode. In Liminal Horror, -1s are very good because they need to roll below whatever their stats currently are. I am Oleander. I use they-them pronouns, and, well, I'm your game master for the night. I'm going to throw it over to Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josephine at Scary Dog Friend, and I was Harlan Yoon, and today you'll find out who I'll be playing. I'll pass it to Abhishek.
Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek Batange, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Layla Patel, she, her pronouns, who is doing great, totally not feeling what just happened at the end of last episode at all. I'll pass it over to Sean next.
What's up, everybody? My name's Sean. I use he, him pronouns. I'm once again playing Tyler Crow, who I feel like his luck is starting to run out. So we'll see how much longer he lasts. And we're going to throw it over to Kendo.
Hello everybody, my name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. I use any all pronouns. And once more, I am playing the good Dr. James Dunnington, wife killer Dr. James Dunnington, who uses he, him pronouns. And I think I'm going to last the longest out of everyone.
For giveaway, before we start, once again, we are in celebration of the Space Penguin Ink Crew backer kitting for Liminal Horror Deluxe Edition. The previous edition that we are playing right now is for free on itch.io. If you hit !LH in chat, you'll get a link to that backer kit. Starting right now. You can enter in the chat !Sandman and enter a raffle to be the owner of a set of 6 physical copies of official Liminal Horror modules from Goblin Archives. We'll only be doing one for the whole night, so at the very end, if you are a winner, please check your Twitch whispers and set them to strangers so we can get a best email. Take it away, Oleander.
All right, let's dive on in. Okay, everyone. At 7:43 on a Wednesday afternoon, every citizen of Crescent Valley City fell asleep at once. A golden sheep united 4 dreamers to wake the city up. Unfortunately, the group found themselves at a church, and in less than 1 hour, found themselves 1 person short. Harlan Yoon is dead. Layla Patel bore witness. Dr. James Dunnington made a confession. And Tyler Crow bore witness. To more than just the confession. Last we had left off, a strange egg was crushed in the hand of Tyler Crow. This gave Tyler a vision of something that was happening below the church. The death of Harlan as a strange, metallic creature dug their fingers through his hide. In his dying thoughts, he thought about his mistakes. He thought about betrayal. and Layla now sits underneath the floorboards of the church in an abandoned crypt, with only a little bit of light shining down to provide a little bit of ambience. Layla, you find yourself surrounded by dust and cobwebs. Maybe a little bit of grief. There's a corpse with a key wrapped around their neck. And behind you, you can hear the dripping of Harlan's blood onto the stone below. What do you do?
Honestly, I think Layla is still very much. I think shell-shocked would be the best way to like describe what she is feeling, how she is doing. Because in that moment, she is just sort of sitting there, not really focused on like the fact that, you know, where she is now, like after, you know, leaving the whole nightmare scenario that she and Harlan just went through, and at the sound of like dripping, the dripping of Harlan's blood, she'll sort of like slowly turn around and just see his body there, and she just feels anxiety, panic, sickness, everything, and she immediately goes to a corner and just starts heaving, like retching heaving.
As you find yourself in this corner, trying to do anything you can, heaving, trying to bring in oxygen, maybe that will provide you the clarity to get out of this moment. And as you continue to breathe in and out, you can hear something else breathing in this crypt with you. More of a death rattle. You can't see where it's coming from, but you know it's in here with you.
I think upon hearing that sort of death rattle, as she's sort of trying to calm herself down, like she feels like her adrenaline just almost starts to spike immediately as she goes sort of back into that fight or flight mode. Almost like on instinct, sort of just like brandishing her taser, just holding it like really close to her, just like, who's there? Who is there? And she'll sort of like slowly, almost like very like trepidatiously, like almost to the point where she doesn't look like she's moving at all, tiptoe her way back out of that corner and sort of to the center of the room, almost closer to where Harlan's body and that other corpse is, honestly, because being in a corner is not the best place to be right now.
Yeah, and as you are readying your taser and you're asking out this question into this dusty room, Tyler and Dr. James, you up in the altar area of the church above, you can hear Layla's voice muffled through the floorboards.
I think that, because I saw the vision of, and I saw everything that happened, right?
Yeah, you saw.
I think just out of sheer panic, he immediately takes out his bolt cutters and basically, like, the Shining style starts like slamming into the floorboards below him, trying to get through the floor, get to Layla as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. James, what are you doing during this?
I see Tyler start hitting his mic, hitting my mic. Start like digging down into the ground, and there's just like a wave of like, really? That's and there's still that thing missing, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's something in James that isn't there anymore at this moment, and it is manifesting as apathy, if not just having given up a little bit, a lot of bit even, and there's like a futility in seeing what Tyler is doing that is like, in his mind, he's like, I mean, we know the way, if she's below the floor, like, we know how she got down there. There are other ways than digging through there's probably pipes, and like, there's no telling, what's down there.
Oh, look who finally decided to show up to work.
This is not voiced. This is not voiced, is the thing, right? He's having all of the thoughts of like, well, there are probably better ways for us to do this. But he doesn't say it. He just kind of watches, and because we still have the egg, or the egg broke? I'm trying to remember.
The egg was broken in Tyler's hand.
Yeah.
And it resulted in this vision flooding Tyler's mind.
Oh, so not in my mind. So I don't even know what Tyler saw.
You can hear the voice under the floorboards, and you do know that Layla entered the confessional before this happened.
Right, which is like, there's like kind of a half idea of, well, we could probably get to Layla faster if we go the way she went. I'm not going in the confessional for like 100,000 different reasons. And so I just end up watching, I think. There's almost even like a kind of looking back towards the pews and be like, should I just sit down?
And as you look back at the pews, you see that that person who was bandaged up by Harlan just moments before everything happened, sort of clearing their fogginess as being pistol whipped earlier had knocked them a bit loose. And they sit in, it was the third row of the pews, and as you look back, they look back at you. Someone who the only thing you know about them is the first time they saw you all, they opened fire.
What's your deal?
I'm just trying to get out of this city.
Are we all? And I just go back and I sit on the pews. like I sit on like the first row of pews. I don't like go back to sit next to him, but I do go back over there and I sit, and I'm just gonna watch Tyler try to dig through the floor.
And as you're watching this, Layla, you're hearing the thud, thud, thud above you of Tyler's bolt cutters banging against the floorboards ahead above you. That said, you don't know what that is. All you know is you hear breathing and banging.
Yeah, I was literally just about to ask if Layla would be able to sort of, in her panic state, realize that was like Tyler trying to break through, but no, you answered my question. I guess upon hearing the banging sounds now joining with the raspy death rattle breathing, she almost starts to pick up her pace a little bit and just sort of gets closer, almost I think without even like really giving it like a second thought, she is not even going to regard the other corpse on the ground and almost sort of hover over Harlan's body, like, and just sort of like stand there and just kind of like wave a taser around, almost like to weirdly protect his body.
Yeah, like when you see someone in a movie and they're surrounded by snakes and you hold out the torch and you're waving it around. And as you do this, there is nothing but stillness, and the breathing stops for a moment. And then that corpse, with a key around its neck, without its lower body attached, pulls itself free, and this skeletal figure begins to paddle its way toward you, pathetically, almost, but with an unnatural life in and of itself. I want you to make me a dexterity roll to determine if you go before or after the creature.
Ooh, 16 against 12.
Ooh. So the creature paddles across the ground, and before you can have a chance to react, you were underestimating how much speed a skeletal being could move with no muscles to pull it. That something seems to propel this thing forward that is not of this natural world. Oh fuck. They rolled a 6 on this damage.
There's the rest of my hit protection.
Yeah, so you lose your hit protection, and whatever is remaining is going to come out of your... They're going for your legs. They're lunging for your legs. So I think this is going to take out your dexterity a little bit, as they jump over to your legs, and they're sort of clawing at you with the skeletal fingertips. And as this struggle is going on, what do you do?
I think as I sort of feel this, like, sort of... I'm looking... Layla's initially thinking, okay, stay calm, it's just a skeleton, he can't really do... Oh shit, he's now here, and now she's sort of, like, screaming as, like, the skeleton is starting to claw the shit out of her leg. And so I think feeling that now, she immediately just decides to honestly go for, like, a whole ass, like, stomp with her heels.
Alright.
Go for its head.
Roll for D4. 3. You stomp on this thing's cranium, and you see like half of its skull like cave in at that. That said, it does look like it has a little bit of life left in it. As this is happening, Tyler and James upstairs, you can now hear screaming from below the floorboards, as there seems to be active danger down below.
I think I look at James and I say, do something!
What do you want me to do, kid?
Care!
And what will caring do?
Maybe keep somebody else from dying?
I don't know do we know that someone's died yet?
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think
Tyler
we do.
knows.
So, no, I think that he does say that,
Yeah.
and then you don't know what Tyler knows.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Harlan's gone. And the only chance we have at saving Layla is if we do something.
As you try to lift your hands up to touch your face, Dr. James, your hands are stuck to the pews.
And I like just like there's like that moment of like the instinctual trying to move the hands up and then finding them stuck and then going to, and is it like stuck as in like
It's
they just aren't moving?
It's almost like they're adhered.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of the feeling, like if I were stuck in like a glue trap or
Almost,
something.
yeah.
I
And as that happens, you begin to notice that the light that unnaturally pours through that stained glass is real hot. I need you to make me a strength roll, Dr. James.
heard, Chef. You know, I'm pretty good at most of my stats. So maybe, you know, maybe it won't be that bad. My strength's 10. That ain't too... It's about 50-50 odds. I rolled a 19!
You rolled above the stat.
Oh, fuck, we're supposed to roll under...
Yeah.
I've been waiting this whole time for somebody to be like, "That's a nat 20!" and be like, "Yeah, that's bad."
That's
Oh,
real
no.
bad,
I
actually.
forgot. No!
So, as that happens...
Come on. I'm just a little guy.
I'm
Your
so
Honor,
sorry,
he's
y'all.
just a
I'm
little
rolling
guy.
well tonight. James, you can pull your hands free, but something... It's gonna be bad. You're gonna take 6 damage to your strength.
Oh.
It's not gonna be pretty, however you pull your hands free.
That's if I pull my hands free. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you were trying to pull
Yeah.
your hands free just there,
Yeah, I guess that's
that
fair.
strength check
Yeah.
you just failed. You're gonna.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt
Yeah,
pulling
no.
yourself free from this pew because the
Understood.
church does not want you to leave its stands.
Okay. Well, that's 6 damage. I had the 3 hit protection, so that's only minus 3 to strength. It's not the worst. Yeah, there's that. There's the like the pulling at the skin as it like kind of sticks to the wood of the pews. That there's like in a panic, more so, not even really feeling it at first. Of just like, oh, I'm stuck. And then just the pulling a little too hard and just the ripping up and like just blood and flesh still stuck to the pew. And like a stumbling forward out of it and like onto the ground, onto my knees as I'm just like, and like holding like my hands to look at the damage just to see just ripped skin and blood all over him.
Tyler, you've been banging away at this floor for a while now. You have an option here. Dr. James is dealing with the pews literally ripping their skin away, just feet away from you. And also,
Damn, that's crazy.
there's a crater in the ground below you, and you know that you can probably break through it if you try. Which will you choose? Unless you have another thing on your mind.
Yeah, I think that he's like Tyler looks at James in excruciating pain, and then like looks back down, and then like is thinking to himself, I have to save Layla, and that was like what he set out to do, and so he's gonna continue banging away.
All right. You bang down into the floor one last big time with these bolt cutters. And Layla, as you are fighting this skeletal creature around your ankle, you see around 15 feet away from you, the ceiling breaks inward, and you see the blue of the bolt cutters bust down through the ceiling. You know you've been found, likely by whoever has these bolt cutters, if you have the right of mind on that. That said, you do still have this key-wearing creature at your ankle. What do you do?
She would like to focus on the fact that, hey, she might have been found, but, currently there is a skeleton clawing the shit out of her legs, and she is not looking to suffer any more injuries to herself, unless she has to go through, rehab, cosmetic surgery to cover up any scars, so, might as well just get rid of this thing while we're at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright. Then I'm gonna ask you once again to make a dex... Actually, no, let's just use the same dex roll we had before. For determining who goes first, you or the monster. For the brevity.
Fair.
The skeletal creature begins trying to climb further up your body. And they are going to roll 1 damage as they are kind of limp, hanging off with only half a skull, and try their best to claw onto you with only one eye socket to see whatever's even there. There's no eyes for it to see with, but it is climbing up your body, and that's going to come out of your strength this time.
Out of my strength, okay.
As it's no longer down at your legs.
Gotcha.
But yes, it is now your turn.
Yeah, Layla seeing this, now that it's sort of climbing her body, she's essentially going to take, she's not exactly sure if, tasers will work on, a skeleton, at least the electrical part, but blunt force sure does work well, so she's probably going to take, the butt end of her taser and just start, smacking, get the fuck off of me! And just wail at it.
Alright, that's a D6.
6. Let's roll.
4. That's pretty good. And so as you finish caving in this thing's skull, how does it feel, having had all these emotions running through you, to have this thing crumble in your arms?
I think you definitely made a good point about Layla channeling her emotions, because she very much is using this as a chance to sort of channel the way she's sort of feeling right now, mainly her anger and fear. But so it feels good, beating and crushing and pulverizing the ever-living shit out of the skeleton with her taser. And she almost doesn't stop when it stops moving. She keeps sort of pounding, just cracking away at it long after it stopped moving.
And
to the point, and yeah.
And Tyler, as you manage to get these floorboards up, and you can now see down into this crypt and be able to get down there yourself, which is only about a 10-foot drop. You can actually see Layla beating on some sort of skeletal being in the corner next to the corpse of Harlan Yoon.
He takes all of this in, and I think that he's actually standing there for an uncomfortable amount of time, just watching Layla just beat the piss out of this skeleton. And after like 5 or 6 good swings of this thing not moving, he kind of like slowly steps in, like, hey, are you okay?
Do I fucking look okay?
That's a fair question. That's, yeah. We should get out of here.
You can see, like, she sort of looks back to Harlan. Harlan's body's like, I can't leave him. I can't leave him.
What are we gonna do? He's gone.
Like, she's like very much shaking her head and like sort of very much like a sort of like denial. Like nope, he's not gone. This is definitely not gone. This is all.
He like puts his hands on your shoulders and says, "There's nothing else that we can do for him. All we can do is keep each other safe."
Like, she almost like sort of like slaps your hands off her, like, don't fucking touch me! Don't you fucking touch me!
Do you need a smoke?
If I needed something, it would be much more than a fucking smoke right now.
Okay, this is what I got.
Like, tough shit, I don't want it.
Tyler's just like sitting here in like the like sitting with the anxiety of not being able to fix the problem, and he goes, "Okay, well, James is upstairs melting, so we should do something about that."
And as you say that, James,
Yeah.
you are bleeding from the palms of your hands, from the pads of your fingers. You're on your knees in a church.
It's like gone from hands and knees to just sitting on my ass laughing because this is so fucking stupid. This is how the fuck did we even... This is stupid. There's a fucking talking sheep just watching me bleed from my fucking hands, man. He's not doing anything! God! Fucking Tyler going on about God not fucking doing anything. Look at you, you stupid piece of shit! Just fucking God! Fuck, man! This is so stupid!
You say this now alone in a room with just Myriad and the 5th dreamer, whose name you still don't know. And Myriad, as you yell this to them, turns and looks at you and says, "I'm sorry. I wish I could help."
Great. I'm so glad you wish you could help. I'm so glad you could wish you could help. Fuck.
The person behind you, the 5th dreamer, you hear them pull themselves up from their seat without a problem. You hear them walking around the pews to get up to the front to where you are. And they're like, hey, come on, get up. It's not a good look.
I don't give a fuck what's a good look, dog.
We can't just stay in here and die.
Why not?
Because we're better than this.
Better than dying? Everyone dies.
Better than dying like this.
I mean, honestly, it's one of the more entertaining ways to go.
Do you like bleeding from your hands right now?
Absolutely. No one said. I didn't say I was gonna enjoy it. I didn't say shit about enjoying it. There's so little in life to fucking enjoy. And honestly, I do not fucking enjoy this. But what? I go on, I try to fucking find a way to unlock this door to find another sheep so I can go on to whatever other fucking nightmare exists in this fucking thing. There was a fucking ghost cop out there, I guess looking for you. I had my lip bitten today by a fucking... I just wanted dinner. I just wanted to make a nice fucking dinner for myself, and it tried to eat me. And as far as I know, it's still fucking following me. It's probably going to find me in here. I'll either get cooked alive in here, or I'll get eaten by my fucking dinner. Or I'll bleed out of my fucking hands. Or a ghost cop is going to show up. Or this fucking sheep is going to fucking betray us by the end of it, because I have media literacy, you idiot. God. Fuck. I'm so fucking tired. I'm fucking tired, man. So fucking.
I get it. You've had a hard time. But so is everyone else here. And they're still trying. Now,
And?
I'm not the one here. Red-handed. Right now. I have no regrets. And I'm not going to regret not leaving this church in my last moments. You can either come along or be left behind.
Slowly gets up, doing the best he can to leverage himself up without using the palms of his hands.
The fifth person tries their best to pull you up with only one leg to stand on. Let's get the fuck out of this city. Fuck this sheep. But first we gotta get out this, church. And, go on.
As much as I hate to say it, I think we have to follow.
What? Save everyone here? I ain't no savior, old man.
I didn't say shit about saving people. I'm talking about survival.
And as you say that, and Myriad watches the two of you, silent as usual. We cut back down to the two below the floorboards. And a cat! To Tyler and Layla, as you can hear bickering from and yelling about this goddamn sheep above you. And the two of you still remain down here in this crypt, surrounded by long forgotten corpses and one that's fairly fresh. In these moments that have passed, how are you two feeling? What's next?
I think that Tyler looks around at all of these corpses, and it makes him think of something that happened in his past. And he kind of, for a moment, is like haunted by the memory of the incident, and like his eyes get wide, and he kind of steels himself, and he whispers to himself, "Not like this." And he just begins like climbing out, back up from the way he came. Not even like, at this point, Layla's gonna follow if Layla wants to follow, and he's done everything he can in his mind. And also, like, just having the zoom out moment and focusing and noticing all of the corpses and noticing what's around him kind of changed his mindset.
Layla, you see Tyler leave the hole in which they came in. You stand here now, still surrounded by death. And there's a key on the floor just down between your feet. What do you do?
Honestly, Layla is... she's confused. For a myriad of reasons. Part of her is screaming at her to go, leave, run away from everything, never come back, if she can. Another part of her is screaming, or is telling her to go follow Tyler, because logically there's safety in numbers, and hey, at least it's better than being alone. But a third part of her, one that she hasn't really heard from in her mind for quite a while, to be honest, is just telling her to not leave, to stay by Harlan. She can hear all those voices sort of arguing in her head, and it is just getting so loud, even despite all the silence that is surrounding her, the corpses, the stillness of the air, and all she can hear is noise in her mind. So she sort of just, at this point, is like just clutching her head and just sinking to her knees. Like, her gaze almost just sort of instinctively sort of is drawn to that key. What exactly could it mean? Where could it lead her? And sort of looks back at Harlan. He sacrificed himself for me. I don't want to leave him. Surely he can't be dead.
The blood continues to pool underneath their body as that thought flows through your mind. Their chest has not risen nor fallen. They lay there still as a rock.
She almost sort of reaches out tentatively to Harlan's body, like giving it a shake, as if like acting like his still body is just laying there in slumber, despite his chest not rising and falling with breath. Harlan, come on, wake up. I thought you were supposed to protect me. Come on, please. Come on, please get up. Please. I don't know what to do. Please. Please no help.
And as you beg for the life of one Harlan Yoon to return, we travel elsewhere, not to this church, to somewhere else. Somewhere nearby. Only a handful of blocks away, there's a bank. A bank that had a robbery in progress. Handful of people came in, guns swinging, demands made. The police got here faster than anyone would have thought. One ran. But before anyone could see what happened next, everyone fell asleep. Honey, you are awake. Not like everyone else. Rise and shine. You find yourself in the middle of the bank floor. All the people that you made get down lay limp, snoring peacefully, while you lay there confused with a cop at your feet. The trail of money that Roscoe left behind as he ran, leaving you all, trails to the door. And as you look out the windows of the bank, you see smoke in the air. You see the blockade around the building, all asleep as well. You see, further in the distance, a figure in a window, just a silhouette. And you think you can see things for just a moment. Maybe it's your mind playing tricks on you. But that figure doesn't have a head. The light turns off. There's something very wrong with Crescent Valley City, honey. But you are awake. So what do you do?
A blonde Asian woman stirs in what seems to be, if not a fur coat, maybe a faux fur coat. She has a single-shot rifle to her side. She's wearing a tiny little black dress. She has perfect nails. She probably had to flick off the couple that she needs to use to potentially shoot this gun. But if you don't kill anybody when you're robbing a bank, usually it's pretty groovy. I take one hard, swift kick at the cop at my feet's head. And then I start booking it.
All right. You run straight for the glass door of the bank. And as you push the doors open and the strobing red and blue lights of the police cars around the door strobe at you, you look around and everywhere as far as you can see, if there's a person, they're asleep. Some didn't have such happy landings. And you see that trail of money left behind by Roscoe. You see an alleyway off in the distance. Cop collapsed outside of it. You for just a moment, can hear a voice. You can hear the voice of Harlan Yoon, a man you once knew, almost being played by the speaker of a megaphone that was laying on the side next to the negotiator. You can hear the final thoughts of Harlan Yoon as they died. Joe, you played Harlan, and did Harlan think at all about Honey in their last moments? Amongst all the names that may have passed through their head?
Definitely a little blip at the very least. Because he was cheating on his wife for her. But he, as soon as he lost his license, as soon as he could no longer be a proper sugar daddy of sorts, he knew that she would be disappointed and potentially stop talking to him.
And Honey, you can hear this voice, and it's only mentioned for a moment. You were on his mind as he breathed his last breaths. The flashing of the police lights takes your vision, and you can see Harlan dead in the church that you passed on the way to this bank. Before the slumber happened. And the flash brings you back to reality.
Is that police light? Am I seeing or hearing anything in real life right now?
In real life, you're seeing the police lights as they are on the actual cars around the building, and you can you can hear the whirring of the sirens. Yes.
Okay.
For the ones that at least have the whirring of the siren on.
The church, I can double back pretty fast, right?
Yeah, you know it's probably only a few blocks from here.
I listen to signs. I read my horoscope every morning. I read every fortune cookie that there ever was. If I feel that poor sad sack of shit that I was definitely gonna pin a huge crime on is gone, maybe I'll see him one last time. And also get away from the range of this police light. Although she, double backs, has to think about the fact that everyone is asleep, but maybe cops staged this whole thing. Who knows? Anyway, she's gonna start running.
You run across the street, run down the blocks. And as you do, on the way to this Catholic church not too far from here, you think you're in the clear. Every street you go on, more sleeping people, more crashed cars, more overturned streetcars, more blood, smoke filling the air. But there is some movement. As down an alleyway, blue, red, something silent comes this way. something evocative of a police car. And as these blue and red lights flash, you see silhouettes that you can't quite make sense of. But there's something in your heart that feels familiar about them. Blue, red, blue, red. It gets closer. I'm gonna need you to make me a dexterity check, because this thing is getting fast. It's on your tail. It knows you're here.
That's a 7 on a 14.
7 on a 14. So you run and you run and you run, trying to evade this silent siren. And as you do, you hear the voices of previous accomplices calling your name, get further and further away from you. As blue, red, can't catch up with you. Eventually, you see the church on the horizon, but first you have to cross an intersection. As you step onto the edge of like where the curb meets the street on this intersection, something in your heart tells you to stop. And it would be right, as spectral cars begin pushing their way through the streets like some sort of nightmarish traffic jam. There's no red lights, there's no green lights, it's just chaos. You might be able to make it through this street, but it's not going to be easy. And that siren is still behind you. What do you do?
I run through traffic and see if
You
I
run
make
through
it.
traffic. All right. Go ahead and make me another dexterity check.
That's a 12 of 14.
Nice. And so, what does it look like as you're running across the street, and every once in a while you see a spectral force reminiscent of a car close call miss you?
We used to do this as kids. All of us. Right? Just half suicidal on Adderall that was from some girl's house. And just run right into the intersection. See who makes it, see who gets hit. We always make it out at the end of the day.
And just like when you were kids, you make it across the intersection, and you stand in the shadow of a neo-Gothic church. The doors are closed. The stained glass windows are elaborate. People sleep all along the sidewalk, and there's cars lined up for what may have been Wednesday Mass before everything happened. Do you enter?
I do. Give a quick... whatever. Amen.
And you approach the front door of this Gothic church, and you go and you grab the handle, and as you enter the church, James, you hear the door open behind you, and you see a person step through the door, and honey, as soon as you're in, the door forces itself shut behind you. And when you turn around, the doorknobs are gone.
What do I see?
You look into the church and you see long rows and rows of people, and you see this old doctor at the very end of, on the opposite end of the church, nearer to the altar, blood on their hands as, you can also see another person crawling out from underneath the floorboards underneath the altar. And ever so slightly, you can see Roscoe.
I move past anyone and I start barreling towards Roscoe.
James, what you see is that door had just popped open. Tyler, you can see as you're like crawling out of the hole, the door open, and then it closed immediately after, and you see this blonde-haired, gun-wielding person power walking through the pews, and back turned, the person, the criminal that you know, looks at both of you like, what's behind me? And turns around and sees you, honey. Honey, what do you do?
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Well, all hits are auto hits in this game, so go ahead and roll me a d4.
I can't pick up any dice with my nails on. Ooh, that's a 4.
A 4. You just max damage decked this guy in the face. Roscoe falls backwards to the ground and goes, "Oh, fuck! Oh,
You fucking left us behind.
what the fuck? You're awake?" And his nose is like broken and bleeding. What? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh.
But I was awake just before seeing your fucking puny, tiny fucking ass get out of there. You left us behind, Roscoe.
It was, I didn't mean to, leave you all high and dry like that. I just... And you can see he's, like, struggling to come up with a lie to get out of this, before he eventually goes, I thought everyone was asleep. What happened? Is everyone still... And he looks around at the church, and you can see in the pews of the church just people lined up everywhere still asleep. And you see a strange golden sheep step out from behind the altar. Hello, dreamer.
Whoa.
You were not asleep.
Yeah?
Like everyone else. You must be here. Because one of you is dead.
Myriad, I'm gonna be honest, it sounds like you're fucking making up rules now.
He's out of line, but he's right.
When did I ever state there were rules?
You say them like the rules.
You do say them like they're rules. And as far
I
as
just
we're
know what I
concerned-
am and am not capable of.
Oh my god. Whatever, sure.
Are we
fine.
all on the same list, Adderall?
No.
Or
Where do you get yours?
specifically Ashley Cox. She's just like, you know, a college girl who lives like up the hill.
That's like a person. I go to Rite Aid, but I was asking because like there's a shortage and I haven't been able to get mine filled in like the past like 20 days.
Yeah, somehow she has like 1,000 milligrams instant release. So
Can we like be friends?
sure.
Whatever.
Layla. you can hear above you another person's voice that you don't recognize, and the sound of someone getting laid out.
See, now she wants to stay, but the nosy bitch in her is like, you should really go check out what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so she'll be like, she'll sort of like almost cease her like trying to get Harlan alive, just sort of look at his body, take the key that's like by her, and be like, I'll be right back. And she'll make her way upstairs, I guess.
And you climb out of this hole that was created by Tyler not too long ago. And you see a new person standing in the center of the aisles. Honey, you see a head pop out from underneath that hole once more. And Roscoe gets up and is like,
Okay, well, if one of us is dead, I guess it's, is that guy that patched me up?
Harlan.
You knew Harlan?
What?
You knew Harlan.
So,
Does everybody here know everybody's names?
yeah, your name's Roscoe, and you're a fucking idiot. I turn around to everyone. My name's Honey. And
That sounds like a made-up name.
you sound like a made-up name.
What are you, a child?
I kind of, ignoring you, I kind of woke up and Harlan's sort of last moments with me kind of installed, downloaded into my brain, and then I woke up surrounded by sleeping cops.
So, what is Harlan to you?
What's Harlan to all of you?
We just met him tonight.
I didn't even know the fella's name.
She's like gauging how much she wants to be honest right now. It's a little personal, if that's okay.
Look, I'm not trying to get the whole life story. I just like a general, like, if you had to put Harlan's name as a point of contact on like a job application, what would you put in the field that says relation? That's all I'm asking.
The world's tiniest dick on a man? I don't know. Just
I don't know if that would fit, but
That's not
okay.
he was dick to me.
Been there. I can feel that.
Okay. So what happens now?
Would all of you love to beat the shit out of this filthy runaway traitor? Because that would be great.
I don't know how long you've been awake, but I think that we've got bigger issues going on.
Yeah, honey, there's, monsters running around. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, there's like cops all over the place. That seems like the usual thing.
Look, we're trapped in the church. You'll learn. We just need to get a key to the cloister.
I think Layla's gonna hold up like this.
Well, I guess that's a key. We can check and see if it works.
And the cloister was on the right side of the church. It's another set of two large doors with no actual handles, just a keyhole.
Seems hopeful.
Whatever we can do to get the fuck out of here. So I think Layla will probably just go approach it, sort of look back at the others. Just be ready in case some shit happens.
I pull up my rifle.
I pull out the pistol that I took from Roscoe.
James goes over towards Tyler and whispers in his ear. But like not like directly like in his ear, but like whispers under his breath to give information so only Tyler can hear it. I don't know if this honey person's real. Keep an eye out.
Sorry, there was some noise on my end. Didn't catch that part.
I don't know if this honey person is real. Keep your eyes out.
Anyway, your gun is probably down where Harlan is if you suddenly gain the courage to do something.
We'll take the bullet out of his front pocket and just toss it into the hole down there. I don't think I'm gonna need it.
Where's his body?
It's down in the cellar, basement. What do you call it in a church?
It's a basement.
Basement.
But I guess before we go on or something, does anyone mind if I knew the guy? Could I see him really quick?
Yeah,
I'll
we're not
take
gonna
you.
stop you.
Layla, you
Okay.
said you'll take honey?
Yeah.
Alright. Do you go through the hole in the altar floor, or do you go back through the confessional?
No way in hell is she touching that fuck. Absolutely the fuck not. So yeah, she's definitely going through the hole that Tyler dug. She'll point out the confessional to like Honey, just be like, yeah, don't fucking touch that thing, by the way, it's fucked.
I will trust you.
You two descend the 10-foot drop into the crypt below. And once again, you see all of these abandoned bodies underneath a place of worship. And the bled out body of one Harlan Yoon down at the end of the wall.
Dead as hell.
Honey, looking at the wounds, you see 4 holes along the abdomen, like something dug. Something impaled them with almost like finger level of dexterity. This wasn't a natural death.
I take note, but I don't take anything seriously, so I kind of just kneel down to it, and I would love to make either a check of some kind to just kind of what Layla sees as Honey just sort of like put her head down near his chest or something, not touching blood, but I'm trying to like get his wallet off of him or something.
Go ahead and go ahead and make me a. I want you to make me a. Well, I guess this can be. You're trying to lift the wallet without Layla seeing.
Yeah.
I think you can just do that, and Layla, you can make a roll to see if you see it. Go ahead and make me a control roll.
Okay. Rolled a 6 against a 14.
You see Honey get down, and as she lays her head next to Harlan, you can actually see ever so slightly Honey lifting a wallet. Honey, where do you lift the wallet from?
He has I got him this jacket, so he has an inside pocket. And he
You
seems
lift
to be
this
wearing
wallet.
he seems to be wearing another jacket over it or something. She just kind of disregards it.
So yeah, Layla, you see Honey dig underneath your jacket, and then also Harlan's jacket into Harlan's inside pocket and lift a wallet.
The fuck are you doing?
What?
Like, she's gonna, like, sort of, like, look between Lillian, like, between Honey and the wallet. It's like, sort of pointing at the wall, like, you know, that in your hand, right there.
It's mine.
Really? Show me the ID card in it, then.
I like shrug and roll my eyes, and I hand it to you, but in Honey's mind, I think the sheer hubris of the moment is she's expecting to find a picture of herself also in there, but there's only a picture of his wife.
Oof.
And I hand off the wallet, seeing that and just kind of going, fuck, whatever.
And Layla, you open up this wallet and you see a picture of Harlan's wife. Joe, what does Harlan's wife look like?
She is a very beautiful, like, even in her 30s, like, woman with beautiful, like, glass skin, like, auburn hair pulled back. She is dressed in a very... maybe these pictures were for, like, some kind of business casual event or something along those lines, but she smiles very genuinely. It's like, it's kind of surprising to think there's a woman in Harlan's life who looks so pure and beautiful and genuine.
And here the two of you are, standing before his corpse. You've got what you came for, correct?
I take the wallet back from Layla. Okay, great, thanks. Let's go back up.
She sort of just... She doesn't even reply to Honey at this point. She sort of, like, just scoffs. Like, at her. Like, not even, like, looking at her, merely just looking at Harlan. Before walking over to him and grabbing the other jacket that was on top, which happened to be her leather jacket.
I take note.
And as the two of you leave this crypt, that's where we're gonna go on break.
see y'all very soon. We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. We do have a few Bad House announcements to get through real quick. So, first off, Bad House RPG's Grindhouse Anniversary one-shots continue this Friday, the 28th of February, with Liminal Horror, GM'd by Ambrose. We will also be giving away 6 physical copies of official Liminal Horror modules. Midnight Rush will continue to run on Tuesdays. Sun and Chains, Episode 4, our Kobold Create series of political intrigue, is this Thursday, February 27th. That would be tomorrow. And as always, check out Bad House RPG's YouTube to find VODs for our other series. We're on the backlog at the moment, but you can find the Darkness Eternal series is up to date. And, alright. Everybody ready to hop back in? Alright. So, before the break, we ended up with a new dreamer appearing. And to the disbelief of Dr. James Dunnington, this dreamer, Honey, came barreling in through the doors of the church, punched out our 5th dreamer, aka Roscoe, revealing him to be a runaway accomplice in some sort of robbery that the two were doing with each other prior to the slumber. We had a moment between Layla and Honey below the floorboards over the multiple jackets, wallet, and picture of Harlan's wife below the church. And now the 5 of our dreamers, including Roscoe, stand below the doors of the Cloister. And Layla, you have the key.
Okay. Ready? So sort of look back at everyone, making sure they're all clearly ready for anything to pop out. Before slowly putting the key inside the keyhole and trying to twist, see if the lock will see if it'll open.
And open it does. You feel the key go deep into the keyhole, and then you feel a click at the end. And as you twist, it clicks once more. And a light emerges from the keyhole. The key disappears. The handle reappears, and the door cracks open ever so slightly, symbolizing it being open. Who will enter first?
I make it a point for Roscoe and I to go last.
Noted.
I kind of slowly come up behind Layla, and I'm just like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just whatever.
Do you need me to go first?
Please.
And Tyler, with his gun in his hand, kind of slowly steps through.
You step through the door, and as the door opens up, all of you can see Tyler standing in the doorway, looking down the cloister. which typically is a square set of like stone hallways surrounding a garth, a kind of pretty area in the center, like a fountain and trees. But right now, you're staring at one long stone hallway, and there are openings, but they're on the sides. You can't currently see this garth. All you know is that if you're familiar with how Catholic churches and cathedrals can be set up with a cloister, that the chapter house, sorry, the chapter house is around the corner at the very end. But this hallway is impossibly long for how long this church is. Will you step out into this expansive hallway?
I think that, how is it lit at all?
You don't. It seems like there is the ambient light of something casting light to make the hallway visible, and then of course the light from the church behind you pouring into the hallway as well. But the cloister, other than that, is...
So it's almost like a liminal space.
Yes. Roll credits, everyone. We said the title.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yes, it is, in fact, a liminal space, by definition.
I think that Tyler reaches into his hoodie pocket and pulls out his lighter and lights it to get whatever kind of extra light he can with his pistol in his other hand, and kind of slowly walks down the hall. And then he makes the mistake that every single person in every single horror movie makes. And he goes, "Hello?"
And your voice echoes down the hall. And then your voice comes back down the hall. "Hello?"
"How are you?"
Your voice echoes down the hall. And then it answers back. "How are you?"
"I asked you first."
"I asked you first."
"Oh, that's real great. Just copying everything."
"Oh,
that I
that's
say."
real great. Just copying everything I say."
I look back, I say, "Hey, I'm sorry, like the only positive memory from my childhood is Jim Carrey's The Grinch, so like I just had to, kind of, I'm sorry. Serious now." And then he slowly starts moving down the hallway.
I'm gonna grab Tyler by the scruff. Did it ever occur to you that that wasn't just an echo?
But you see, if I tell myself it was, I won't be terrified.
I don't think that would stop a monster from killing you.
Well, then it would suddenly not be my problem anymore.
Just be careful. And I let go.
Your bloody hands leave a print on the back of Tyler's shirt.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mark you for death, I guess.
No, I think it's like it's like you put the over the door and it passes something like that's where, right? Because we're in a church.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So that probably means it's coming for you.
God, I hope.
All right, well, let's roll the dice. And he continues to walk down the hallway.
As you walk down the hallway, does everyone else follow? And if so, how closely do you follow?
I hold Roscoe and I a little farther back, and I would like to have a small conversation with him before we even breach the door.
All right, what do you say?
I hold on to him, and with my sharp nails, like, grab the front of his shirt right where his stomach is, and I lean in very close. Why should I let you follow us down this path and not just leave you here in this empty fucking church?
I can't give you that answer. I know you know. I got
Are you gonna run away?
and a busted nose.
Are you gonna run away again?
With what leg?
You've always been crafty, Roscoe, ever since we were kids.
Yeah. But right now, I just want to survive. We leave the church. Maybe it'll change. But right now, I'm trying to get out.
Where is Myriad?
Myriad is right in front of you, behind, I assume because Tyler is walking down the hallway and then the doctor just grabbed Tyler's collar and Layla opened the door. So I would assume Myriad is right in front of you.
The shape is following you.
That one's not mine. Mine ran down this cloister a while ago, locked the door behind it. Don't ask me how I did it. I shot at it. Got sick of it.
It sounds like this sheep spirit abandoned you. So I hope that you'll still prove to be useful. Okay?
Okay.
Let's keep going.
He sort of... Go on.
The last thing I guess I'll sort of say is just like, if there's any actual danger, I'm sure we can book it from these fucking bozos, but let's keep them around for a little longer.
As you set down the hallway last in this group, Roscoe sort of gives you the kind of side eye that you would expect from someone who just got chastised. But perhaps there's a little bit of satisfaction in knowing that he literally can't run away. He is going to continue to follow behind. That said, unless you slow down for him, he will probably fall to the very back of the pack.
I will take the marching order above him.
All right. So we have Tyler at the front, the doctor behind him, and then we have Layla, then Myriad, then Honey and Roscoe, correct? All right. And you all move down the hall, and eventually that light from the church behind you begins to fade. And as you go down this dark cloister, you eventually look down into the gaps where the garth should be, and all you see is darkness. So you're not entirely sure where that moonlight is coming from. The only light other than the lighter at the front of the pack is Myriad themselves, closer to the center. And the hallway juts off to a right angle at the very end. As you all get closer to the right angle, you hear a sound coming down the other end of the cloister around the corner.
I like stop, and I kind of like put my hand back, and is Layla right behind me?
Layla's like 1 or 2 spots behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I look back at Layla, and I think my eyes dart between Layla and Honey, and I kind of go, do one of you have a makeup mirror?
Literally, yes.
Who is quicker to hand me a makeup mirror right now?
Me.
I'm
So it's Layla or Honey.
I mean, I was gonna say I'm fine with doing like a roll off check, see who rolls better.
Ooh, okay. You know what? Might as well roll a d20. Whoever rolls lower pulls the mirror out first. Why not?
I've rolled
I've also rolled.
2.
Honey, what did you roll?
2.
2.
8.
2 versus 8. Honey, despite you being at the back of the pack,
I think I was already just using it.
despite you being at the back of the pack, you're the first one to the front with a mirror in hand. Layla, you're passed by Honey.
You ever like I'm like looking at her, I should pass it by like this bitch. I'm like
and Tyler like slowly opens the mirror while he stands at the edge of the corner, and he kind of like slowly holds it out to be able to see around the corner.
As you hold it out to see around the corner, you briefly see like the foot of a figure running into one of the gaps that lead to the supposed Garth, disappearing into the shadows.
He like quickly closes it. He says, "Did you guys ever see that movie Signs?"
Yeah.
Okay. It might be aliens.
Sure.
We have guns.
Guns would probably work on aliens better than ghosts or demons.
If it's aliens, we'll need water.
Sorry, I left my super soaker in the car. Yeah. So, Honey, how many bullets you got in that gun? Because you got a bigger gun than I got.
Well, I didn't really get to use it yet, so she's fresh.
Oh, nice. Do you want to do the honors?
My pleasure.
Ooh.
So
Tyler's like fully blushing, partially at just Honey being Honey, but partially at the first time that anybody has ever done something that he asked them to do.
I'm gonna go around the
So-
corner with my gun.
yeah, and as you go around the corner with your gun, the hallway in front of you is empty. And Layla, you hear a and when you turn around, you can see Roscoe dragged into the darkness of one of the gaps between the cloister.
guys?
Yeah.
Roscoe just got dragged off.
Who's Roscoe?
The other guy.
I kind of lean over to Honey. Better him than us, right?
No, exactly.
Do any of us clock that?
Yeah.
I think Layla would. And she's like, oh my fucking god.
I think I have the same, like, we just went through this.
And so, yes, you all turned down this hallway, and as you turned down, the last person in your pack was snatched away.
Great.
And all you know is the gaps between the cloister, filled with shadow, seem to be where this creature escaped to. Do you continue down this new hallway?
Yeah, we should probably keep moving, otherwise it might snatch one of us.
All right. And so you make it down to the end of this cloister once again. And as you do, who's currently at the back of the pack now?
It would be Myriad.
Myriad. So it would be Myriad, and then who's after that? Layla?
Well, I think, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, Honey was at the back of the pack, but I imagine she moved up to be
I moved to the
Tyler.
front with Tyler.
Mm-hmm. So it would be Myriad, Layla, Dr. James, and then Honey and Tyler. And so all of you were trailed by the light of Myriad as you walked down this hallway. And Layla and Dr. James being closer to the back, you notice a drop in the ambient light around you. And when you turn around, Myriad is gone.
Fuck.
I mean, they weren't doing anything when they were here, so, I mean, it's kind of just business as usual.
No, this is worse. This is definitely worse. As much as I don't like the fucking sheep, it is the only thing guiding us from place to place. And its sudden disappearance is not great.
Maybe they saw where their other part went. Maybe they're looking for the hole.
It seems pretty reliant on us. If it just left.
Well, yeah, but Chicken and Waffle said that he came down here, and so maybe, like, he's, like, finding
Past
the other
us?
one. Yeah.
He went past us without any of us noticing?
No,
Tyler.
the other part, the part that Roscoe was, the part that we came, the part of the Myriad that
And
we came here
Myriad
to
didn't
find.
tell us that it left?
The whole. It got really excited, maybe. Maybe we didn't
Tyler,
hear it. Myriad, like it always does.
Tyler, we didn't hear it. Tyler, I really need you to start using your fucking brain right now. I really do. I really need you to just...
I'm running out of brain space because I've been spending it all on carrying this entire group this whole time.
And as much as I appreciate that, Tyler, not thinking right now could be the difference between us living or dying. One of us just got grabbed and taken. Myriad has disappeared. We're continuing to walk down a dark corridor where we don't know what's at the end of it. You called down the corridor and something responded.
An echo. Okay. So do we go looking for Myriad, or do we just keep going down this hallway? Do we turn back? I mean, we're still going to be just stuck in the church if we turn back.
We at least know that the church is back that way.
Do we? We can't see it right now.
Great question. So, which direction is more viable as a thing we potentially know to a thing we definitely don't know?
Right. Well, but like, you know, even if we potentially don't, like, we either potentially know that one of them is going to lead nowhere, but we don't know where the other one is going to lead at all. So, like, I feel like more knowledge is better.
Layla and Honey, as you watch these two debate which direction to go, exiting from the gap of the cloister, you see a humanoid figure across the ceiling, beginning to scale, looking to crawl directly above Tyler's head.
I shoot.
You shoot. Go ahead and, I believe a rifle uses a D8.
That's gonna be a 6.
A 6. So, so you, as you immediately pull the gun up and fire, the echo of the blast echoes down the cloister, loud, loud, loud. And Tyler and James, you didn't even have time to react to what it was, but you immediately hear the bullet fly. See the bullet fly over top of both of your heads, and you hear a from above you as something falls to the floor and begins immediately scuttering back to the gaps between the cloister.
Like as soon as I think I'm mid-sentence when the gunshot goes off, I'm like, yeah, but we only know Jesus. And then like as soon as the thing hits the ground, just like fires like probably 2 shots and then remembers that he only has 4.
Mm-hmm. You said, sorry, say that again one more time. You said you fire 2 more shots at the thing?
Yeah.
Or in the air?
Well, because I don't even think they're well-placed shots. I think it's like literally he is just startled by the loud noise and the thing hitting the ground, and he just reflexively like isn't even aiming, just like kind of like points the gun like and like shoots 2 bullets, like wastes 2 bullets essentially, and then realizes shit, I only had 4.
Go ahead and make a control save for me.
That is a 2.
A 2?
Yeah, and my control, good thing, because my control's only a 6.
Ooh, that was close. You fire this gun, and the bullets, one of the bullets like ricochet off of one of the surfaces, and it almost catches someone. One of the bullets goes down into the cloister. It's the whole gaps in the cloister, and you see the bullet come out of the cloister down on the opposite side of the hallway and embed itself into the wall. You're in a very strange place right now.
Nice try, Tyler.
That was. I think you just saved my life.
No worries. I figure something crawling on the ceiling is not fantastic, so freebie.
I have this philosophy, right? Like everybody gets 1 solid because like I've wasted a lot of time in my life doing stuff for people and not getting anything in return. And so I always give everybody 1 solid, and then if it's not returned, then I just like have nothing to do with that person anymore. And so like I feel like that's kind of exactly what you were saying.
Sure.
That's crazy.
I think Layla is looking at Dr. James like, you seeing this?
Not very sad nodding. Very like, he's gonna fucking die.
As
Worse.
As you all have this, the eventuality of the question, which direction do we go? Because there are multiple options. There is, of course, going backwards. There is trying to round another corner. But there's also the unknown gaps in the cloister.
In every direction, well, if we go backwards, we're just gonna go through more gaps. So in every direction in front of us now, are there gonna be gaps?
You always see, in front of you, you always see a right angle of some kind. Even though the cloister's supposed to be a square, you've only rounded 2 corners so far. And you haven't seen the doors to a chapter house yet. there's the gaps that are supposed to lead to a garden of sorts, a garth. But right now they lead straight to shadows, and the way you came, which you can't currently see right now, was the church doors themselves.
And there's no secret shadow left turn or straight.
There is no straight, but you haven't trying to turn left. If you would like to walk into a wall at the end, we can see what happens.
I raise that to everyone, like, so far, every right turn, been a weird gap.
Maybe
This
it's like
whole-
Pac-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like one of the bullets like went through a gap, but then like came out of another one. Like
Let's
how
try
on
left.
Pac-Man you go on the one side, and you come out the other side.
Exactly.
So maybe we walk through into the.
You're so smart, Tyler.
We get. I'll go.
Okay. And I let you go first.
You know, I think Layla would pipe up with this. Like, actually, wait, honey, since you seem to be such a really good crack shot with that rifle of yours, why don't you take the lead? I mean, I'd certainly
No,
feel
I think
safer.
Tyler, you know, this philosophy thing, the freebie thing, I think Tyler wants to try the left.
I do kind of want to try it.
Then, honey, give him your gun.
Sure.
You got more bullets.
You can have this one. It was I stole it from Roscoe after I snuck up on him.
Oh, fuck that guy. We don't need to go back for him. So
Yeah, no, I didn't like him
worries.
from the beginning. He tried to shoot Harlan.
Devastating.
So
How wild you just let that one go, Tyler.
Jesus fucking
I give you
Christ.
my single shot rifle.
you two switch guns, and
Out
Tyler,
of
your
character. Hold on. Out of character. Because this is something that Sean clocked, but 100% Tyler is not clocking. You just fired a shot from your single shot rifle. Does that mean that you just handed Tyler an empty rifle, or is it just like a...
It's full. It's full.
Oh, so it's like a bolt action kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that would have been fucking hilarious, and I would have gone with it. But,
The second
But yeah,
time someone
It's
has
not a
died for not
musket.
having.
but payback for Harlan.
Using a musket in 2025 would be
Amazing.
wild for
To
robbing
rob
a
a
bank.
Get these
bank.
rapscallion ghosts.
Oh my god.
Where's
But
my powder
yes, you switch guns. You have this bolt action rifle now. It's now missing a shot, and you want to go to the end of the hallway and make a left into what appears to be a solid wall instead of the right. Correct?
Yes.
All right. As you walk down the hallway, your feet echo across the cloister, and you stop at the place where the right turns are supposed to happen, and you look left instead. And as you do, the wall, well, it appears to be a wall. Do you reach out and touch it?
So I'm gonna reach out and touch it.
Sorry, what was that?
That's the affirmative, Captain.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought you had asked, do I want to reach out and touch it? We're
Oh, I said, of
reconsidering.
course I'm gonna reach out and touch it.
You reach out, and as you lay your hand on the stone of the wall, you feel the stone there for just a moment. And then as you bring your fingers closer together, you realize this isn't a wall. Your hand passes through it.
Hey guys,
And
it's some kind of illusion thing. It's like a Bugs Bunny wall.
as you say that and your hand phases through this wall back and forth, everyone else, you hear the sound of something scuttering up the wall, the hall behind you. To Tyler, you see something scuttering down the hall to your right. And you can see the backs of your fellow party members, not seeing this thing running up behind them. These hallways mirror each other. Unfortunately, you're in a fucked up game of Scooby-Doo.
Amazing. How far away is this thing from him?
So, for you, what you were seeing is a long cloister, and then you see a humanoid being exit from one of the gaps again, and it is now sprinting up towards the back of the party. Everyone else has not turned around yet to see it, but you all can hear it as well. From your perspective, you would have to, like, if you were to try to open fire, you'd be shooting at your own party unless you aim perfectly. So you're aiming, like, let's say everyone else is like 10 feet behind you. You're aiming at something that is 30 feet behind them and sprinting. Everyone else, it would be 30 feet behind you, but you haven't turned around yet. And that is going to bring us to a dex roll from everyone. Everyone, roll to see whether you go before or after this creature. A dex roll.
I got an 8.
Out of...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Out of 16, so...
So you will go before. What about, Honey?
8 out of 14.
8 out of 14. You will go before. Tyler.
I got a 12 out of 11. I am going to spend my +1. Or my -1.
Ooh, I forgot you had that. Awesome.
So true.
So you just make it, so you can go before the creature. And Layla.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Every single one of you will get a chance to act before this creature. But let's start with Tyler, since you saw it first.
So he sees it running up behind them, and I think that he knows that there's, like, in a split second, he knows that there's no way he's gonna be able to make the shot, and so he reflexively just, like, whips the gun around and then, like, shoots at the ceiling above the rest of them, basically just to try and get their attention and get them to turn around.
All right, so you fire off this blast at the ceiling above everyone. Everyone, you look up at the ceiling behind you and then down at the floor behind you as well. And you see this shadowy being, humanoid but elongated, running on all fours, sprinting. It almost, if you've seen Devilman Crybaby and seen the long, awkward gait on the track, it's almost like that. Their limbs are just too long for what they appear to be. And you see this creature. Who would like to act? Sorry, was that?
Sorry,
Honey?
muted.
Fuck. I'm the only one with a gun. I don't know how we want to coordinate it with the, like, split second that we all have, but Honey is gonna raise her gun and just look at the two of you like, this is just gonna happen unless anyone else.
I'm running.
You're running. Okay. I'm shooting.
All right. So go ahead and roll a d6 for a pistol.
That's a 5.
5 damage. So you lay into this creature, firing once, and you see the bullet pass through like a collarbone, and it falls to the ground and starts stumbling a bit. Dr. James, you said you were running. Which direction are you running?
Away.
So away from the creature down the right turn?
Yes, away from the creature down the right turn, but I'm not after the turn, I'm stopping at the corner, so I'm not like completely separated from everyone, because I also don't know what's further down that way. So
yeah. So as you turn down this right corner, Tyler, you can see like a shadow that looks like Dr. James standing exactly where they are at the very opposite end of the hallway. And James, if you look over to your right, you also can kind of see what looks like yourself at the very end, also pressed against the wall. Layla, what are you doing?
It's funny, as she's sort of reacting within like this sort of split-second moment, she looks at, I think, Honey with the gun, and like looks down and like thinks about it. Jason, like, yeah, that ain't really gonna do shit here unless like it gets close to me, and I really do not want to let this thing get close to me, considering it's already snatched up Roscoe and the fucking sheep. So sorry, what happened?
sorry, no, Kendrick just realized what's happening. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to give this information, because I feel like the moment that James sees the shadow of himself, he might also...
Do it!
I'm gonna raise my hand and just wave. What does my shadow do?
It stares at you for just a moment longer, and then it waves back.
Okay.
Not immediately, not like a mirror actually would.
Okay. Never mind. Okay, that is the evidence I needed. Okay, we're good. Continue what you were doing.
Layla, not knowing any of this, would be like, yeah, I really don't want to let these things get close to me, considering these are probably the things that snatched up Roscoe and the sheep. So let's just run away. And like, as she sort of thinks to herself, yeah, I don't know if I should really get close to this, it's almost like she can hear Harlan's voice in her mind telling her to run and save herself. And she'll listen, she'll run.
Alright, which direction are you running? Around
So
the
you
corner,
said that you're coming
into
from
the gaps,
right.
or towards the creature?
Away from the creature, definitely. So definitely not the last option. The gaps, I'm assuming she can't really see outside because of all the shadow and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd really rather not have to deal with any unknown shit, but the corner is also kind of unknown, but it's better than being outside and through the gap. So, through the gap, around the corner she goes.
And so you also run around the corner and you see like a shadowy version of you at the very end of the hallway also run around the hallway. And that leaves us with the creature's turn. Honey, you haven't made it to that right turn yet. Tyler made it there, but is standing at the very end. The other two have taken the right turn. This creature's gonna come straight for you. I dropped that die. I'm gonna just roll a different one. It runs straight over to you and it lunges out to you, and it attacks you for a full 4 damage that will come out of your strength if you don't have any hit protection left after a certain point. And as it... sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, fuck. That gets me to 1 hit point left.
All right. And so you still have the strength to be able to combat the creature trying to tear you down and drag you away, as your hit protection just manages to save you there. And as it does, I'm going to also have you take a control save for me.
Okay. Oof, that is a failure. 17 out of 12.
17 and a 12. So as you are scratched by this thing, the regular honey that everyone else can see in the center of that hallway, not the shadowy one, suddenly begins to step out of itself, essentially. You see it separate for just a moment and then recongeal back into the body as, honey, you feel like this thing that grabbed onto you, almost like it grabbed your soul. And as it does this, since you failed, you are going to take 2 more stress. Yeah, 2 more stress. And that will bring you down to not only losing your last hit protection, but also losing a point of your control. That means that the next time you take stress to your control, it will be considered critical damage. Okay. And you will have to make a Fallout table roll. With that being said, you all are on a strange hallway, an L shape. You see shadowy versions of yourselves emerging from one end, and honey, a regular honey, standing directly in the center of one hallway. Honey, all you can see is your new allies standing at the end of the one you're on, and the creature that's attacking you. And for right now, that is where we're going to end.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. I knew it.
All right. That was pretty fun. I am Oleander. My pronouns are they, them. My handle is at Stray Nerd Boy, basically everywhere that's not owned by Meta. You know, the Blue Skies, the Tumblrs, the TikToks. And I'm gonna throw it over to Joe.
Hello, everyone. I am Josephine at Scary Dog Friend, and I have been your brand new honey. You can find me, obviously, all over Bad House RPG. I will be streaming tomorrow for the Bad House RPG's Kobold Creates, our Tales of the Valiant political intrigue story, where I play De Zhonghua, an orc spellblade fighter. You can find us all the time on Tuesdays for Midnight Rush, where I play Pak Chanyel. He's an asshole, he's a hunter, he does all the things. And on lots of other places coming out soon. I'll pass it to Abhishek.
Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek Patange. You can at Neon Raiden on those places. Or Neon_Raiden if you're on Blue Sky. I'm a voice actor, TTRPG AP performer, and lover of all things Tokusatsu. So if you love talking about that stuff, you love any about that, please feel free to shoot me a follow. You can find me here Wednesdays for Slumber. I don't have any other projects at the moment, so if you have any open casting calls, feel free to send them my way, so I can audition for your projects. I can't wait. Layla feels some ways about Honey. I, on the other hand, am absolutely down horrendously for Honey. So that I will leave y'all with that. I'll pass it over to Sean.
What's up, everybody? I have been Sean. I will continue to be Sean. Today I was Tyler. We'll see how long that lasts, but you can find me on all socials at HighGainSad. Mostly talking about all of the TTRPGs that aren't D&D and why you should be playing them, as well as the occasional rant about comic books and professional wrestling. I actually do have something to promote today, which is that this Friday on the Script Readers Club's YouTube channel, we are going to be doing a live script table reading of Pride and Prejudice. Which is pretty cool. There's going to be a lot of really cool creators that are going to be part of it, and all of the proceeds are going to go towards Rebuild LA, which is helping people who are recovering from the wildfires in Los Angeles. So definitely come check it out. It'll be really cool. You're probably not going to see me because I'm running tech, but you're going to see a lot of really cool people. So come check it out. And I'll throw it over to Kendo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. I use any all pronouns, and you can find me everywhere on the internet that truly matters at Kendo Makes Films. And you can find my actual play podcast, Tales Yet Told, wherever you get your podcasts. It's called Tales Yet Told, and you can find us everywhere on the internet that matters at Tales Yet Told. Definitely go check it out right now because I'm dropping the trailer tomorrow. I decided that like 30 minutes ago. For our series Our Lives in the Wood, which is a horror actual play series that is basically just a group of like one-shots and other games that we are playing to further develop the stories of the people living in Sublime County, the setting for our two series, Voices in the Wood and Strangers in the Wood. Just telling really sad stories about people stuck in this ancient, strange, magical wood where if they don't listen to God, they get turned into animals. And you can also find me this Saturday over on the One Shot RPG Twitch at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the folks over at Roleplay Retcon playing their new game, Flops, a game where you remake old movies but better and in the way that you want. And we're going to be making, well, it's not old movies, it's just bad movies. And I specify that because we're remaking Madam Web this Saturday. So you should come check it out because it'll be fun. And yeah, I think that's all I got. You can also find me on the Kobold Press, everything at Kobold Press. Every Friday we do a talk show where I just talk about TTRPGs and the new stuff coming out with Kobold Press and Tales of the Valiant. So you should come check that out as well. All right, and that is what I have before I pass it off back to Joe.
Sad news, we will be taking a break next week, so there will be no Slumber Wednesday, but we will be back on the subsequent March date. That is the next Wednesday date. However, fantastic news is that our winner is Sean for the physical liminal horror modules, so I will be getting that to you. Nerdy simulation rigged exactly.
You already won, Nerdy.
Yeah.
But yes, Sean, we'll talk. We'll talk about when you'll get those. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Oleander. We will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Sheep dreams.
Sweet dreams. Don't let the demon succubus bite.
Who? Me?
Hey, the what?